y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Sisters Unfiltered Opinions. I'm your girl, Cash Money. The ladies are here. Ladies, introduce yourselves.
Alex.
Kayla.
Serenity.
All right, so y'all all right this evening? Y'all ready to get into tonight's topic?
Ready.
Serenity was on the roll last week. The
What?
red flag. Yes, you was, girl. And them booty holes. So we just gonna continue. She talked about booty holes. Kayla, unmute yourself.
Honey, I have a child over here fixing something to eat, and you can pick up everything with the earpiece.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna get into we're gonna get into tonight's topic, and it's all about orgasms or the lack thereof. Ladies, let's talk about it. Who's gonna go first?
Kayla unmuted herself then.
Kayla go first.
Kayla, you want to go first? You got off the mute.
No, I don't want to go first.
Serenity, Alex, who want to go?
I'll go first.
Go on, Serenity.
So at some point in my life, I struggled with having orgasm, but as I got older, I know where my spot is, so I can definitely get an orgasm 95% of the time.
Are you directed with or without the man directing? You using toys by yourself?
With or with the toys, with the man?
You know what they say about the toys, don't you?
I don't know if that's true because it rolls.
You got a rose.
Hold up. So what do they say about the toys?
They say if you use a toy for so long that it'll be difficult for a man to give you an orgasm.
It desensitizes just your area.
I believe that.
Do you really? Well, you just have to stop using it, or you got to incorporate the toy when you're doing it with the man to have the orgasm.
Here's how it used to be.
So wait a minute, back up. Mm-hmm. So are y'all saying and believing that you feel an orgasm is only physical?
No.
You have another form of orgasm.
Oh, well, no, I think
does it go together?
I think with a toy, it don't go together. I don't have no feelings for my toy, but I love you, toy. But but for me, with a man, it has to be an emotional connection. It goes along with the physical for me. Like I just can't have an orgasm if I'm not emotionally connected with a man.
Okay, so watching porn, you can't have no orgasm.
But I can, but I have my toy. But I have my toy.
But you have your toy.
Oh my God.
Kayla,
Alex?
Come on with it, Alex. Come on.
Don't be laughing. Wait a minute.
Oh my gosh. I'm on the lack thereof end of that. I can definitely do that for myself, but I have not mastered doing it with a partner. I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's because when I'm in the act, I'm so into pleasing that I kind of don't pay attention to what I need to do for me to be able to be on the receiving end.
That's that red flag you giving too much. That's that red flag you giving.
I'm a pleaser. I'm a giver. So I'm in a moment. I'm all about like trying to please my mate.
I'm gonna get mad if I don't get mine. So I focus on getting mine first.
But I don't even I can't even tell you. I don't even know. I don't know. And then I also feel like, no, wait, I'm still talking. Wait. I know from watching movies because I feel like some people have more sensitive, because even if you have an orgasm from penetration, and I'm talking about a penetration orgasm, I'm not talking about a clitoral orgasm, because I've had more success like through intimacy from a clitoral orgasm, but like just being penetrated and having an orgasm, I can't even say 100% that that's ever happened to me.
Ever?
Ever.
Ever?
unless I did it for myself, and that's been rare. Like, honest, I'm just being honest. And I feel like it's because I don't think I know where my spot is. And I also think it has something to do with the fact that you have to be super duper stimulated. And I'm not always, I am super duper stimulated initially, like from foreplay, but then once we get into the act of intimacy, I think I lose some of that stimulation.
It's a
So
letdown. Oh, no.
I think it's a lot for me. I think a lot of it plays into it. Like I said, I'm a giver when I'm in the act, and I think I lose some of my stimulation that I have as far as being aroused after the act is like the actual intercourse has actually started. It's just a lot. And I also think that and a time, I don't know if I'm even saying it right, but either way, you know how some women have more, their clitorises are larger. My clitoris is very like small. It's small.
Okay, do you mind?
Really, no, I'm just being honest. I just think that all plays a role in it. I know people that, like, as far as talking to other guys that I know about partners, I have a guy friend that told me about somebody he used to be intimate with, and that her clitoris was very, very large, and that it could happen for her quick, but I know that ain't happening for me at all.
I don't know what other people clitoris look like, and I'm a nurse.
Right, I don't think I want to know. That's too much, Kayla.
Well, Pound Town. Come on,
right.
Pound Town.
I am not Pound Town. No.
Really?
I will say this, that going back to the toy, me using my toy, if I use it before having sex with someone, I cannot have it because I already don't have one. So it's like I'm a one-hit wonder. I don't have it.
One-hit wonder.
So have you ever? So without using if you in the time when you were being intimate with someone and you hadn't done that beforehand, have you been able to have multiples?
I have.
See, I don't know nothing about none of this. I'm sorry. I feel so bad for myself.
You're not by yourself. You're not by yourself.
Mine is from.
By yourself. I've only had a couple. Okay, so I think I have a mental block, and you got to do a lot. Otherwise, my mind be wandering and racing, and I'm thinking about.
You talking about for an orgasm period or multiple?
An orgasm period. Sex for me, you got to. So it's only been a couple of men that have given me orgasms, and it's kind of like to the point of where I'm relaxed enough to be fully stimulated to get to that point. Everybody ain't do that. I'm sorry. Half the time, I'm not gonna say that I'm like Alex. I'm trying to give, but for me,
you're not trying to give.
No, I'm not saying I'm trying to give, but for me, I feel like it's a game, and sometimes I be trying to see if I can dominate them and make them come before I come. So,
really?
Mm-hmm. That's probably a little bit of me too.
What's wrong with them Ohio girls?
I'm trying to give.
Look, I feel like men are gonna come regardless, so I gotta get mine. Look,
for me, it's a thing about. It's a dominating thing for me, so I gotta try to reel it in, and it ain't so much giving. It's just that I want you to
like
give
Alex. That's a giver. you give it.
I like to know that I'm doing what I'm doing. Right. I like to know that I'm like.
But I don't really care if I be trying to get mine, but that kind of turns me on to dominate. So I do, but I have to be really relaxed.
Okay, I like that too, but you know what? I'm gonna hype you up to where you almost want to, and then I'm gonna bring you back down, and then you gotta. It's my turn.
But that's the thing. Not all the men that can do that. That's why I said it's only was a couple of men that can.
It's called control it. You gotta control it.
And it must be something wrong because I feel like if you get in this, you gonna nut. So I gotta get mine first.
You got that wop. You got. Is that what you saying? Okay.
Oh my God.
It might be in my head. Like, you gonna get yours. Let me focus on me. Let me relax all my muscles.
Oh my God.
So that be the thing, because talking about that, I think positions play a role in that too. So for me, I think mine has been mental. And then I also think too, like Alex said, it's the anatomy, because if you ain't got you got one of them shrimps, you can't get all that. It's only you limited in the positions you can do with the shrimp. Then you can.
I was about to say, because
I'm about to say Kayla finna say something about that. I already know she finna say something about that.
Go ahead, Kayla. Go ahead, Pound Town.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter the size, because if you know where your spot is, you can maneuver your body to get to that point to where.
And I don't think I know
to
where
they certain positions.
I don't think I know about it.
I will say this. You know how everybody like, I want to beat it up. I cannot have an orgasm off somebody beating it up.
Me either.
You gotta make love to me.
I cannot have an orgasm off Pound Town.
Yeah.
That's just like, unless I have my rolls with me. Then that rolls in that Pound Town.
Oh my God. I tell y'all, so it's not just what I'm talking about is not just normal to me. I feel like it's normal to many people, and they just, because I know somebody that was married for a long time, and in discussing intimacy and stuff with them, older person, probably like 11 years maybe older than us.
Oh, I thought she was talking about me for a second.
No, married for a long time. So she's older than us, and she told me that she thought all the years she was married to her husband that she was just having orgasm after orgasm after orgasm. But then when she got remarried, she said I had a real orgasm. I had never felt anything like that in my life. She said she had gas. She said all types of stuff happened during this orgasm.
Hallelujah.
I remember my first orgasm. I passed gas. I said, "Oh Lord, what's happening to me?"
It do, like you said, it do relax all your muscles. It relax all your
I'm so embarrassed.
So I'm just saying, like, people
I think you would definitely
that they having a real thing and they not, or they having something close to it, but it ain't as what it could be.
When you have a real orgasm, it's a different level. It's a different level. You know the difference.
It is.
And then that be the bad part, because then you can't go back to regular non-orgasm type stuff after that.
See, and then once you've had it, though, you know how to get it. I know somebody that had to find their spot, a woman that had to find her spot herself. Like, she had been being intimate or whatever, but she couldn't find it, or being during the acts of intimacy, it wasn't hitting. Then so she took the time to discover it for herself. And then once she discovered where it was for herself when she was being intimate, then she could lead her partner to where it was. And I gotta work on it, I guess. But I'll say this, I think maybe one of the reasons why that has not happened because in using a toy and stuff like that, I don't typically put the toy, internally. I just move around on the outside, because I ain't never been into that. I don't know. That just ain't.
Serenity, what you
say? Ohio girl, Lord, I don't know what you're into.
What?
What she say?
Huh?
What you say? She said, huh? Kayla said something. Serenity said something.
So, okay. I ain't never been like big on finger play and stuff like that. And if I'm using a toy, I don't have to put the toy in the inside to get an orgasm.
Well, my spot is on the inside. It's right.
So, but if you're watching a movie, you still on the inside. So I don't do that.
But with the rolls, I can have an orgasm off clitoris stimulation.
Right.
But
Kayla, you got a rolls too?
I got other toys.
The whole now.
I have the rolls. I have the internal.
Y'all got a bedroom candy collection. Wait a minute, we ain't endorsing nobody.
I recycle them every 5 years, throw them away, and get new ones.
Okay, wait. Disclaimer: just because we mentioning products and things, we are not endorsing or giving our advice on these products. So we just want to let y'all know that these are our own personal opinions.
Exactly.
Not a co-signing of a specific product.
Thank you, Cash Money. That's a good point.
Don't come for us.
Oh my gosh.
But if you want us to sell it and endorse it,
Send us the email. We do partner. We can collab. I'm mad. That's right, Kayla. Plug the money.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So Serenity, you said you recycle your toys. I gotta get some because I don't have any, you guys. I don't have any.
Really?
Toys. I have no toys.
Let me tell you, they're your best friend. Like for me, I call myself holding off from the person I've been intimate with lately, and I just held off because I want to get my way in certain things. So I hold it off and I just play with my toys. I'd be like,
well, yeah. I looked at toys, but for a while I just felt there wasn't a need. When you get it on a regular, you don't have a need for toys. But
yes, you do. I was living with my ex and I still was vibrating.
Is that why he your ex, Kayla? He said you love the toys more than him.
No, sex was awesome, but it was just times where that was my.
We can't talk about that conversation. We can't talk about that conversation.
Why not?
Uh-oh. It's offline. Y'all don't want to get the people all the tea.
Oh no, she just have her feelings about a certain person.
I'm about to say it's Kayla's story, and she want to tell it. Let her. Tell it.
Anyway, so wait.
Okay, we're talking about orgasm, Cash Money. I know you're the host. So what about having an orgasm through anal sex? Well, I like to talk about
There she go about this. So it's more than one way to have an orgasm. I wouldn't know.
We only know one person that on this podcast to talk to us about this. Why she keep putting you on the spot?
I ain't put my.
Her curiosity getting the best of her.
Let me tell you something. You could no. My muscles won't relax. But some people have like massive orgasms that way. And I mean, I'm curious, but I can never relax all my muscles. But I'm very
maybe you need to have a night of good, some drinks and just, maybe take a night
right.
Relax, get a massage and stuff. Oil yourself up like they do in the videos.
I'm gonna tell you where to go. They got some stuff called anal ease. Try that back there. Rub it back there. It'll numb it. It's like lidocaine. Is that how you pronounce it?
Lidocaine.
And just relax.
You get that booty action going.
So
try the little anal beads.
So Kayla, I have a question since you have experimented, not to put you all out there.
How you know she experimented? She didn't say that.
She did before. Yes, she did.
Oh, did you say that, friend?
Last week.
You said that.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you find, it's a two-part question. Do you find it easier to have an anal orgasm versus a vaginal? And which one do you prefer? Yeah.
For me, for me, it's easier to have an anal orgasm because back there is so sensitive. I always have one if that's what I'm doing. Do I prefer it? No, because I'm trying not to be a porn star. I don't want to.
So do you think that has something to do with the location of your spot?
Maybe. So my spot is high. My spot is high up. So when I know it's maybe TMI. So when I have my pap smear, I have to hold my bottom half up and reach up for them to even find my cervix and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So my OB, she was like, so she was like, so my OB, she was like, ooh, I know a man enjoy when he be with you. Because it's deep.
You the definition of deep. I mean, deep. All right, DP.
Y'all saying that for real?
Yeah, she said she's a black lady and she's an older lady. She tell you how it is. But because so like most pap smears are probably for people are already uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable because I have to lift and thrust up and go towards her. Like you said, I have to hump like I'm humping her for her to even get it and find it and scrape it. You know.
I did have to do that when I had to get my when I got my the Mirena put in. I had to adjust my position for that because she couldn't see my cervix good enough to be able to
I've been having to do this for years and it's so uncomfortable. Then just imagine you have to hold that position while they do what they need to do. But when it comes down to me having a vaginal internal orgasm, man, they have to be long.
Why they come back?
Do they have to be long?
They not necessarily because if I thrust them with them or thrust up, it hits it and it keep hitting the spot. Just keep hitting. But if you say something stupid or stop, it's like, oh God, it's gone.
Say so stupid, mess this up. Get your ass on.
So wait, this brings me to, have y'all ever seen that dude on Instagram? And y'all probably haven't seen him, but the dude on Instagram that does the videos trying to show how to give women orgasms. Y'all need to look him up. It's 100 Days of Summer. Y'all done seen him in comment sections if y'all ever be on Spiritual Word probably or something like that.
Right, yeah.
But he comments on people's posts all the time, but he got OnlyFans too, where he like demonstrates.
OnlyFans is the new Pornhub porn site.
Is it?
He demonstrates.
I'm not paying for nothing.
Yeah, he demonstrates it though. So I mean,
a lot of the OnlyFans stuff is.
I don't know.
But for real,
he has a tutorial video with him. He's fully clothed and the woman is fully clothed, and he talks about the perfect position for being able to give a woman an orgasm.
And they fully
been
clothed.
Around a whole lot of WAP. He done perfected.
But every woman is different, so he got different women that he tried with. Like me, like I said, I'm different on how you have to. And like I said, I know what my spot is, so I know how to adjust myself. I just can't get one doing the doggy style either.
I can't either. I had to get mine first and then turn.
Right.
It's all about, like Kayla said, positioning.
It's all about position. And I can't pound town and doggy style. Nope, I can't.
So do y'all find that y'all are able to get an orgasm better from being on the top, or it doesn't matter? You could be on the top or you could be missionary.
I can do it on top of missionary. And I had
some people only could do the top though.
I had always been able to do it on top and get an orgasm on top, but now it took me some time. I got it perfected.
Yeah, that's my preferred. Yeah.
Oh, really?
On the top. I told y'all I got a domination.
So see, that's probably clitoral orgasm too. If you on top, your clitoris is probably being stimulated a little bit more. You definitely know clitoral stimulation from the back, and I think that of course you got booty. People want to hit you from the back, but like I lose some of my stimulation when you behind there. I mean, I enjoy it, but I still am not being stimulated as much as I would be if it was like
unless I have the rolls
from the back.
Yeah, the rolls.
You hit it from the back, and I have that rolls, and that's clitoris stimulation. Go back to that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's different positions in anatomy, so that's what it comes down to.
But if you want to do anal, just get you some anal beads and practice with that, and they just go do the little bitty ones.
Do we need to take
I'm gonna get Serenity for Christmas.
I'm scared.
I think you should be scared of anal beads, though. That's easy.
Because what about constipation? My bowel movement.
Oh Lord. Okay, next topic.
We'll do that. We'll talk about that all the time.
You should empty it out first. Have a good movement first, and then wait a little bit.
We gonna move along.
Absolutely.
So
I got a question though.
And then you pull them beads out and look.
No ma'am. Okay, so
you have to know your body. I got a quick question.
I'm a little sore. Oh
no, ma'am. We wrapping up. We wrapping up this.
But that's a That's something you
I
have to think about when you do
question.
anal. Just think about that
That's
anatomy.
what
Like
they do. Them they be, doing the little douches and stuff, and they, what? So it
No,
You
I've
don't do
gets
no
always when
truffle
I
butter.
used to do it, when I used to do it, I knew that that shouldn't have been the case. You know what I'm saying? So
but you didn't wash it out. That's a whole tunnel back there. You know the anatomy back there?
We ain't doing no
hey,
sex.
nothing
Hey,
never
no
came
ma'am.
out on it.
It probably
Moving
did.
along. Moving along. We gonna
Can
wrap
I ask
up.
a
We done
question
with
though?
Oh,
orgasm.
go ahead, Kayla.
Can I ask a
Kayla.
question? Have
Oh,
y'all ever faked an orgasm before?
all the time.
Oh yeah, that's easy. I'm good at that. I be
All the
dramatic.
time.
Don't
Yeah.
ask me if I came and you know you wasn't good. Don't ask that question. You gotta know some questions not to ask as male. And that is one of those questions. Don't ask me if I came or if I had an orgasm. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You don't think a dude know?
No, they don't know.
I feel like my body temperature changed. Like I feel
I think if you had a real one with somebody before, they would know if you really didn't have one.
Right. I think it depends.
But if they don't know, then you could fake them. Fake them all the time.
It depends on how long, if it's somebody you regularly engage in sexual intercourse with on a regular basis and they know your body, I think they would know if you were
I
faking.
think they would know. I agree.
But nah, if somebody you don't know, dude, don't ask me no questions.
What you trying to say, Pound Town? You be faking them?
She did get quiet, did she?
Have I faked them before? Yeah.
On here.
I like the name Pound Town. I don't know why.
Tell her don't do you. Tell her don't do you. You not know.
Give me serenity.
Well, you my twin, Pound Town.
I am. Pound
Town.
Okay, so wrapping up orgasms, lack thereof. So we want to move into.
It's probably the food we ate. That was the reason we can have orgasm, Kayla.
Y'all eating oysters and everything else, y'all. All of that stuff that Alabama down south.
About hot topics. Do we have a hot topic?
We do. Kayla wanted to talk about a hot topic. So Kayla, let's get on to
we're gonna talk about our girl Keke Palmer and domestic violence.
Details.
So it came out the past few days that Keke's boyfriend Darius has been abusing her. She has requested a restraining order, and she's also requested emergency full custody of her son. I think his name is
Leotis.
But today it came out, her mom told Darius, "I will blow your brains out." As she should. If you sitting there hitting on her daughter, I'm pretty sure every one of us would tell her, "I would blow your brains out."
And I think that might have even been taken out of context because we don't know what was said beforehand,
right?
For her to say that. But absolutely, if you putting your hands on somebody, you deserve, even though I can't say that out of
you do.
Be quiet.
It's not a situation, but I feel like I think all of us have in some way experienced some kind of abuse, whether it be maybe emotional, verbal, physical, whatever. I know we all have, just from knowing you guys personally. And I feel like her situation sounds like a little bit of all of that.
Exactly. Well, and to be honest, usually in domestic violence situations, if you have physical abuse, you also have the emotional and the mental. It's
sometimes you could get emotionally and verbally abused and not get touched. So that's why I'm saying,
and I agree with you. What I'm saying is if they're doing it physically, generally, if they're doing it physically, you have the other forms, where if it's just the other form, there may not be any physical abuse. But definitely if you have physical abuse, the verbal and the emotional abuse is there with that. In those scenarios. So yeah, she definitely has experienced all of those.
See, I didn't see the details. Do y'all think that's why he responded the way he did when she was at the other concert? Because it was control issue.
Yes.
He lost his sense of control. Because that's how abusive people usually are. Once they lose sense of control, then that's when the abuse kind of exacerbates.
Escalates, right? It escalates. It gets worse. Yeah.
So how long ago was that? How many months ago was that? Let's think about it, because
I
they
think that
baby
was
ain't even a
August.
year old.
August. I think that was August or July. She was at the Usher concert. That was just recent. It was a couple of months.
She was pregnant for 10 months. And then let's say her mama said he had been abusing her even while she was pregnant. So it's just a lot. But she was already pregnant then, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just a crazy situation to be in. And then you saw them. So you ain't seen none of this, huh? Serenity, that's your name. But then so the moms, his mom, her mom have, been interacting with each other. And then his older brother, who had been reportedly abusive to his baby mama, she made a post about stuff that he posted about abuse and talking about he don't do that no more. He used to do it. Like,
then they also said
it's real wild.
And Kayla, and the thing about her mom, it also said, or there was an allegation made that he hit his sister. So there's clearly indications of somewhere there's a thing of abuse.
So what did his mom say? I'm curious, because
she reached out to her and said that they were gonna have to get the authorities involved if you talking about shooting my child. And Keke's mom kind of responded, well, you shouldn't have raised an abuser, somebody that fights women. There was a text exchange.
So they got police reports and receipts.
Apparently, there's a video for Keke
on social media. Who is screenshotting these text messages and putting it on social media for everybody to see, though?
Well, as far as
somebody that wants to be vindicated, and and make it look like it ain't what they saying, and that they're being that's what narcissists in control. They try to change the narrative. So she got like I saw one comment that was off the wall. She got the protective order, so there had to be some evidence to warrant. They didn't just take her word. Oh, she walked in there and said, "Oh, he hit me." There has to be some evidence. You gotta have some documentation. Something.
From what I read, that the police were called several times, but there were no indication that she was hit by him. And the few times that she did call the police, whereas the time she probably was hit, she just didn't call them, or
Shit, and most of the camera still shot. That told a whole lot, because it looked like he was choking the shit out of her. I'm not.
Oh, really?
And that was the still version.
She had cameras. If she didn't have her cameras in the house the whole time, if she got the cameras just to start getting him
documented, and that could be, but them still shots look like he knocked her over the couch, or he had her. Yeah. So if that was a still shot, I can only imagine what the full footage looks like and what the judge saw, because what they released to the public is only a fraction of what is presented in court and what the judge may have seen to have ruled on. So we may never get, unless somebody keep leaking stuff, we may never get the full range of what was done to her. And and it's hard for abusers to victims to speak up about their abuser. And I had this conversation with a neighbor one time because I was going through my stuff, and the lady she tried to say, well, I don't think he would do that. He's such a nice person. And I said, ma'am, respectfully, you don't know if when we close our doors, he beat my ass from night to whatever. I said, I'm not saying that's the case, but just because somebody appears nice on the outside, you don't know what the hell going on in my house. So don't speak on anything.
Everything on serial killer in the world was nice to some damn body.
Exactly.
Popping people up. You hear me?
That part.
I love them.
All in the freezers and stuff. But they were so
under
nice.
The floorboards. Playing clouds and stuff. Girl, you crazy.
Exactly. And then for her, we all know there's a whole thing about victim shaming. So it's hard for regular people to come forward and report things. So then imagine her being in the public light and won't have to come forward with that. That's not something she probably wanted to be out there. You know, I tell you right now, I want to be rich, but I don't want to be famous, because folks be all, it's so much that come with that. And folks be all into, you got to have an image, and people just diminish you almost to you're not human anymore when you're a celebrity or famous. It's like your life is no longer your life. So I don't ever want that, but I do want to be rich. So we don't know what on top of the abuse she was going through, because again, like I said, there is a lot of victim blaming about stuff, and domestic violence victims, whether female, male, whatever, they're sometimes not believed even when they come forward. And it's like, you got to go through extreme measures to be able to prove that something happened to you.
Right. And then there's a lot of time, like, she may not have always called the police. I was beat up by my child's father. Often I never called the police because I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. But I think it came a time where I had to fight back. And you just get tired of it. Like, you see so many women who do it for years and years. And I knew for me, I didn't want to keep having to go through that. Like, you can go, because at this point I can do bad by myself. So you get some people who don't even come out of it alive.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And that's the sad part. So
right. It's just, I don't want that type of love. Don't love me to death.
Don't love me to death. I'm glad she has her mother's support, because I think sometimes it's even difficult to share that with your family, because your mom has raised, for me, my mom had raised this strong young Black girl. Like, she probably would never think that I would have took a lick from anybody. But when you're so-called in love, and definitely when you have a child, not saying my situation was involving a child, but I think it's difficult. I'm happy for Keke that she got out of that situation.
For sure. I can't do it. I'm gonna be in jail, because you hit me one time, Ninja. We fight, I'm gonna shoot your ass. It's gonna end.
I would say that you try it now.
I think
right now you be dead.
Different.
It's gonna be one time. It's one time. One time. You better knock me out or take me out, because I'm finna take you out. That's it.
Yeah, and you get to that point. I was put out on 280 one time, came with one shoe on, because with a wedge heel, like, you just, okay.
I'm just
but
saying.
It's not funny. Looking at hindsight, I'm thankful that I was released from that situation, but definitely, I feel like, release. I'm saying release because it was like prison, even though I've never been in prison. So I'm definitely happy for Keke, and for that mama who's supporting that. Like, she should be talking to her son and try to make sure her grandchild is taken care of.
That's true. She could have been abused herself. Who knows? If she's condoning that type of behavior, we don't know what type of mama she is, and we don't know what type of home life they have for her to even think that, for her to even come back to say that to Keke's mama. Like, I mean, I get it. You want to defend your son as far as, like, don't threaten my son's life. And I don't know, but I don't know. In this situation, I don't know. It's kind of...
I don't know. I'll be like, Brandon, you don't hit a girl. That woman about to kill you. Get out my house, because I don't want to hit you.
And that's the thing. You don't even know what... And for them, it may be normal, because if the brother was doing it and they hitting the sister, that may be, unfortunately... We know that to be wrong, but there are some people that grow up in households that all they see is, well, my mama got her ass beat. My daddy beat my mama ass, so that's what I'm supposed to do to a woman. And my mama didn't fight back. That's all they know. There are some men that tell you, my daddy told me, you supposed to hit a woman so she can respect you. It's some crazy stuff out here that, that men have been seen or taught, or the lack of, or some men are angry because their mama did get abused and they didn't fight back, and now that they can, ain't nobody finna do this, and if you get out of line with me, I'm gonna pop you. All of those things. So, but yeah, I don't condone violence, and I don't have no sons.
You don't condone violence,
but if no, I don't. Not no more. Not no more. I know. Hey, all my violence was warranted, because I'm a I'm not gonna turn the other cheek. You do to me, I'm gonna do you back. I'm sorry. I'm not turning the other cheek. God's still working on me, but right now, you do to me, I'm not. You gonna get your back for sure. So I know that's so going back to a couple episodes. That's a deal breaker for me as well. In addition to the cheek,
Yeah, that's definitely a deal
breaker.
Don't put your hands on me. Don't
I
put
don't
your
even
hands
want you
on
to
me.
raise your voice to a
like
certain level.
Right? Yeah, like you ain't gonna.
Because you put your hands on me, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna have to shoot you. I'm gonna have to shoot you. What Tyler Perry did say? I keeps me a piece of steel. That's what it is. I'm gonna have to shoot you.
Yeah.
So we're not doing none of that. But it's just hurt people, and some people normalize traumas that shouldn't be normalized. Who knows what he telling his mama? I hit her because she hit me. Any of those things. That don't make it right.
She could have hit him too. She could have.
But I have cousins, boys. It ain't that many females. But even when we was growing up, I wouldn't let my boy cousins fight a girl or nothing like that.
You would fight her for?
Sure the hell will come get me. Come get me. No, because this one girl kicked my cousin in the thing and gave him a hernia. He didn't. I take me to her. Take me to her, because you done lost your mind. My cousin got to go get surgery.
I'm 46-year-old. This your cousin. My wife acting the fool. Can you come over here and fight her?
Hey, look, you
no,
better get up.
I ain't coming over here to fight nobody. No 40-some years old.
I know 40-something. At this point, it's on site, and on site I'm shooting. I'm sorry, I shoot first, ask questions later. So if I feel threatened, hey, I'm pulling it out.
No cash money.
I ain't got time.
Children. We just gonna say prayers for all the people that's experiencing anything like this, because there's so many people that suffer in silence. I feel like things that I experienced. I've never experienced that type of relationship violence. But I did see that type of violence, growing up, and it's something that once I became an adult and started having my own relationships, it was something I knew I would never ever tolerate, because that was nobody want to live in imagine just living your daily life in a house where it was some type of verbal, emotional abuse going on, like just like the smallest little thing could like change the whole vibe. Like you having a good day, everything's going well, and then one thing could change that, and it could be like you on pins and needles for the rest of the day. And it's just like that is a very, very bad situation to live in, grow up in. Like I had to go.
So I have a question for y'all. We talking about domestic violence. We talking about abuse. And I saw something somewhere a while ago. So do y'all think cursing and swearing is verbal abuse?
No, it depends on the tone and the level of your voice. You're not gonna come in here calling me no B word or
somebody say you a motherfucking bitch.
That's abuse.
That's abuse. Yes. That's some of yes. If you, because you're saying it's like pointing and calling you and talking, bitch, you this, bitch, you ain't shit, bitch, this, that's demeaning, derogatory, just you trying to tear me down.
I've been through, you can't tell me to shut up after what I've been through. I don't even want to shut up.
I'm just saying because I'm only asking because typically in our community, a lot of individuals don't believe that there is a thing as verbal abuse.
That is verbal abuse.
And so I'm asking
you can verbally abuse somebody and not even cuss at them.
I mean, but I'm just asking because a lot of people don't think that cursing involves cursing. I mean, like you said, raising your voice, telling somebody to shut up could be verbally abusive.
So if we're having an argument and we're both going back to back, and I start,
that's abuse. That's abuse.
Yeah, I'm about to say all of y'all guilty. All of y'all.
I ain't gonna say I can't say I've been verbally abusive.
That's why I don't argue.
I get plenty of times.
I try not to argue. Leave me alone. Let me be silent because
y'all don't fight. Y'all don't argue. Y'all just beat that with a bottle.
Not at this point in my life. I'm all about peace. So if you try to,
I agree.
You can pull it out the steel.
You can
That's
exit
if somebody
that.
grab her arm. If a man
Exactly.
abuse
That's what
her.
I'm saying. I ain't saying that's what I'm going to. First of all, I'm trying to protect
You
my
said
peace,
that, boo.
so I'm not trying to go into that. But if it get, first of all, you got to go. But if it escalates to the point you want to get crazy, yes, I am gonna pull out and protect me and mine. But
What
I've
if
been guilty.
you walking away, he grabbed your arm in the middle of an
It's
argument?
motherfucking
And then
on.
she
It's on at
and
that
then
point.
she gonna say, "Motherfucker, what you touch me for?"
Exactly.
I'm gonna
And
get
then
my.
I'm going, if
So
it ain't already on me,
does that turn to verbal abuse?
no,
But he
I'm
grabbed your
defending
arm.
myself. I'm
So
defending
that's
myself.
self-defense. Okay.
I'm defending myself.
I've done self-defense plenty of times.
Me, that's what I'm saying. But I have been, you know what I'm saying? You get out of character. I have say, motherfucker, what's your problem? I done cursed a couple people
That's
out.
abuse. You're abusive.
I have been. I can admit that I have been.
Really?
That's not abuse. That's cussing somebody out. Verbal abuse is like walking around, motherfucker, you can't do shit right. Bitch, you crazy. Bitch, who the fuck want to eat this shit? Bitch, throw this shit out. Bitch, why you ain't do this? Bitch, do this. You know what I'm saying? That is verbal abuse.
Not an argument.
Not an argument, like demeaning them, like talking crazy
What
to
if
them.
you have an argument and you just go low, just all the way? They go low.
That
you
could
go
be
low.
verbally abusive.
Now that if you go like, if you consistently like, yeah, if that's an everyday
It
part of
can
your
be.
everyday routine, yeah,
I
like,
say this
that's
in
verbal
argument, it's a thin line and it's
argument is an
dangerous
argument.
because the argument can turn into verbal abuse.
That's why I can't do it. I don't like to argue.
It can. I think it's a thin line. You know, there is a thing it's healthy arguing. I ain't found it and figured it out yet. So I try to protect my peace. But if you come with drama, best believe I'm gonna match your energy and I'm gonna give you it back. So I advise you to choose wisely.
I'm not an arguer because of the simple fact of like growing up in a house where like I heard arguing a lot. So when I have a disagreement with a partner and things like that, I ain't like the last argument I got in with a guy. The guy was mad. He threw something. I'm just looking at him like this because I'm like you was like really. I was not phased by it because you don't know the stuff that I have seen and heard and been through.
Well, him throwing something was abuse. Him throwing something was abuse.
He threw it like I thought he might have. He must have thought I was gonna be scared or jump or something because he like threw it, like he kind of threw it down. He wasn't throwing it to hit me. I could tell he was because he would have threw it.
But
at
that
me.
was aggression, so that's still a form
It
of
was.
abuse.
He must have thought I was gonna like. I was not phased by it, but I just feel like I'm not gonna argue with you. Just go. Like I don't have time. Like I'm not an arguer. And even before the argument I might have had with somebody, even before that situation, that person might have been a little bit more aggressive. But even with that situation, I didn't raise my voice because I don't do that. I ain't got time. If you gonna fuss, you can fuss by yourself. I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and we can agree to disagree. And if you still feel like you gotta fuss and be on that mess, bye, go. Because I'm not gonna raise my voice. I'm not gonna do all that extra stuff. I ain't got time.
I try not to.
Kayla. So y'all, we prayers for Keke.
Y'all tree, y'all is arguing and cussing people out.
I don't cuss people out. I really try not to argue because I will cuss people out.
And that's what she's saying. She know her limits. She's reserved. We are growing. We recognize what we used to do, and we are growing from that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I may have been verbally abusive to other folks, maybe.
Ain't no maybe.
It ain't no
If
maybe.
you get me pissed off,
y'all all said when you go low, I go to hell.
Okay, so okay, and then there's another thing. Okay, we're thinking of relationships, but we all have kids. Have we been verbally abusive to our kids? If we consider
and physically, I threw a shoe at Brandon one time, hit him, but guess what? I hope what's the limit of stature?
What's our time? We don't want to go over too much.
Yeah, what's our time, Kayla?
Last time we said we was gonna only do 20 minutes. We did 45
well,
minutes.
We did 2 topics this time.
I didn't even set my timer.
We calling it out. Y'all talk too much.
Okay, so what is the topic gonna be? Y'all want to talk about next week?
Can you wrap up what we just said? I'll wrap up what we just talked about.
Well,
let's wrap
up.
Wrap
up.
We're
gonna wrap up. Okay.
Wrap
so
it up.
In summary,
we praying domestic violence in any
summary,
form.
The Ohio girls don't have orgasms.
We wrapped up the orgasm. We wrapped up orgasms before we went
The
into
orgasm.
about
The Alabama girls win with the orgasm game. Okay.
all you can say is we're growing and we don't condone
We do not
violence
condone violence
in any form.
No, we don't.
So
form. And we're happy. We pray for Keke. We're happy that she got out of her situation, and we wish her and her child well.
Yes, sure.
All jokes aside.
right. So what y'all want to talk about next week? I feel like we should get back into from last week's episode, the last episode about when we touched on it a little bit about the word submission in relationships and what it really means to submit and what submission means. Because I've been seeing that out on social media too about folks saying I want in a mate to submit. I want my mate to submit to me. We need to talk about what does that really look like in its true sense. I think that's a good topic about submission. Y'all got any other topics? Let's, of course, audience.
We gonna wind up talking about the people that like to run their men, which is all of y'all. I'm the only good person.
I don't like to run my man.
I don't like to run my man. We talked about that. Well, we'll touch on that as well.
I don't like to run no man. The heck you talking about?
Right. Well, you save that comment for the next episode. So we'll wrap it up. You know, if we don't want to talk about submission, you guys put it in the comments, you know, send us some topics, answer our questions, all of the above. You can find us on YouTube and all podcasting streaming outlets. So, you know, my topic, my time, my favorite thing is SCS. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. Ladies, y'all got any closing comments y'all want to say before we go? Alex is over there dancing to whatever she dancing to in her own world. Serenity on her phone, and Kayla just sitting here smiling. So until
I just want to say thank you all for taking the time to listen to us. You know, share it with a friend and give us grace. You know, we are working together on this podcast and hoping that we're bringing you content that you're finding entertaining. And you know what Kelly be saying, like, share, comment, subscribe, and all of that other good stuff.
All of that. All of the above.
All of the above.
All right.
Until next time. See you guys.
Time.
If you or someone you know is in immediate danger as a result of domestic violence, call 911. For anonymous confidential help, you can call the 24/7 National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Again, that number is 1-800-799-SAFE.